Chapter 23, Tzav Vziruz. So the Rebbe talks about putting the yearning that one should have into action. He says like this, and we touched on this previously with the Rebbe. Yearning is of a value only if you put into action this sense of want, of yearning for greater things, for more spirituality. It has to become a driving force for teaching and reaching into higher levels. Wanting, wishing, heart. We spoke about this. Oh, I'd like to have a pony. It didn't happen, right? But here we're talking about spirituality. I really want it. If you don't really want it, if you don't feel that need, then we have to step back and work on at the level of why this isn't happening for you, right? You have to push yourself forward and find out why there is no heart in your avoid, in your seeking of coming closer to Hashem, right? It has to go with small steps, but even small steps take an effort, right? Otherwise, it will tend to create within you a subtle despair. And if you are trying at least a little bit, you're still, as they say, in the game. You're working. You have skin in the game, right? However, if you give up and say, listen, I can't, it's not for me. I'm not that guy. That leads ultimately to total despair. I'm not the person who can do this. But that's wrong. Because everyone can do something. Take a little nakuda. Some small item of Yiddishkeit. I don't care what it is. And something you've never done before, do it now, and you will see. You'll feel better for it. It could be a Kabbalah, something. Start Shabbos 10 minutes earlier, or say more Zmiras by the Friday night table. It's just being able to say, I'm trying. Little steps. Because if not, you're going to fall into despair and say, listen, you go into a robotic trance, I'll be all right. The kids will marry good Jews and it will be good. It doesn't work that way because the kids look to you and they see there's no life in this Yiddishkeit. My tata doesn't have any life in it. Without you being aware of it, you will be able to feel, I have been yearning for so many years and I've accomplished nothing. So I must have no further potential. In other words, you think you're a loser. And in the end, you'll stop yearning. I'm a loser. It's not for me. If you don't take small steps, you're going to lose the feeling of even aspirational, I could try. I've seen this so many times. People said, I'm not a learner. Okay. We're starting now the next Daf Yomi Psuchim. Learn the Mishnayos of Psuchim. You can't learn the Gemara. Learn the Mishnah. Be part of something. So the Rebbe says in the next chapter, he says, you should envision your ideal spiritual self. What does that mean? You should know that every neshama is connected to a mirror image of a neshama in Shemayim, in heaven. It's not like I live this life and then I come up to Shemayim and they pull out the books and say, look at all this stuff you did right, you did wrong. There's a record there's this neshama, this entity of spirituality that's every day in Shemayim, mirroring what you're doing here. Chas v'shalom, if you fall, it falls. And if you rise, it rises. So what the Rebbe wants us to know now is, if you have already tried everything, I've tried and I'm stuck, I'm escaped, I'm not going anywhere, and you have no success in your trying, right? If you have tried to rouse your neshama with all the means available, all your koiches, right? But it has not been aroused to lead a conscious life of Torah, of connection with Hashem, right? And the sense of yearning for a spiritual life is beyond you. Here's what you should do. Whoever gives you a receipt, a prescription, I'm going to give you some answers. You feel like you're in the doldrums. Skate. It's just not happening. I can't learn. I don't have no patience in that. What should I do? I don't get it. Says the Rebbe. Yet envision yourself as already being the ideal spiritual person that you would like to be. Because you really are a spiritual person. You're just not aware of it, because you've gotten encrusted with all kinds of difficulties, and life drags us down. Says the Rebbe, envision yourself as already being an ideal spiritual person. Just imagine the greatness of your neshama. You have a neshama. Obviously, it's great because it was created specifically for you to do things in this world, to fulfill a tikkun in this world. So imagine that great neshama and see how it shines in the Gan Eden of Olam Haba, right? And how Hashem and the Malachim will ultimately seek the company of your neshama, right? And you will be part of a heavenly chabura, a group. This is what is in the cards for us. Meditate on these pictures, these snapshots of the imagination. I am. Hold these images in your mind's eye, says the Rebbe, right? Inevitably, you will be roused to a higher awareness. He promises us this. You do this, what I'm asking of you, this exercise of envisioning yourself as being that holy person that you really are, but you're just not aware of it. And put that into your mind and envision, this is what I am. This is who I am. Inevitably, you'll be roused. You'll feel, I'm not just a nobody. You do not want, says the Rebbe, you do not want to mess up that soul, that beautiful vision. You wouldn't want to ruin that. Think of the bliss of the embrace by Kaviyuch of the Eibishter as you yearn to actualize this from the depth of your soul. You have to put yourself in. There's so much love that Hashem has for us. I've seen so many people lose their hopes, and because they've given up on a vision of who they should be, who they aspire to be within themselves. We have pictures of tzaddikim. I have on my wall here pictures of 5-6 goyis tzaddikim who I had the chus to know and to meet. And sometimes you get broken. You look at these people and you say, I have a shaykhs with these people. They invested in me. And they saw my neshama being worthy. Your neshamas are worthy. Just keep that in your mind. And the more you can keep this in your mind, the more you will be aroused to fulfill those aspirations. The Irish telephone will come back to the Rebbe next week. He opens a different chapter, very interesting, very intriguing. But then let's all see ourselves gesinnt and working on growing, despite all the difficulties that are being thrown at us from all sides. Do you know how much schus you attain? Given Corona, lockdowns, yes, to go to shul, no, don't go to shul, all these roadblocks. These are actually opportunities to be aware of the kedusha that you have and seek to grow through them. That's why Hashem gave them to us. The Aish should all be matzliach. We should see each other soon. Kol tov.